Alright, in this video I am going to go over this SpeedTree importer for Houdini and Redshift. Down here, make sure you read carefully the supported software versions. I will note that although this requires the Python 3 version of Houdini, I'll show you later that we can use a Python 3 version and just copy over the nodes into a Python 2 version of Houdini 18.5. I'll also support Houdini 19 once Redshift releases their next version. To get the versions of Houdini that you need, you can go and get download and go to the production builds and select whether you want Python 2 or Python 3 install. And you'll notice here that going forward, the default Python version in Houdini 19 is actually version 3. And version 3 is all that this plugin will be supporting. Okay. So once you download the zip file, you can unzip that and place that folder anywhere on your computer that you want. We'll need to put the JSON package register file into the Houdini installation packages folder. So for me, I have my Houdini with Python 3 in Houdini 18.5.627. Go into packages, and I'll need to add mine here. So I already have it in, but I'll take it out. Now I'll go, here is my unzipped package. I'll go in here, get the JSON file in here, copy it over, open that up, and now I'll need to specify a correct file path. And that is right here, the path to our package. Paste that in here. Make sure you save that, close it, and now open Houdini. All right, here we are in Houdini. Your package should now show up in your Houdini path, which you can check in Help and About Houdini. Scroll down to our Houdini path, and I have a bunch of plugins here, so it should show up in this list. Okay, let's add this shelf in. Aux SpeedTree, and let's give it a go. I have a eucalyptus tree exported from SpeedTree Cinema 8, a limbic file format. Our tree should load in without any problems with all the materials assigned correctly. Here we can see there are 22 materials assigned. We have a transform for changing the scale if it comes in too large or too small. We have a material network here. And here are those 22 materials. I'll show you a couple of them. First I'll show you a leaf, show you what's going on. So this is a good example because this leaf is a variant and doesn't actually have all the textures it needs. So the original texture without the V4 is loaded in, and then whatever is included in V4 is replacing the original. So that's how the variants are loaded. This is the mappings of the textures to where they go in the Redshift material This is just what I've figured out. Looking online, this is what's working. I also added a hue, saturation, and lightness node in there automatically, so you can adjust those easily. Okay, let's go to the bark. So the bark has additionally displacement, which is specified as displacement or height map, as you can find in the instructions for this tool. This isn't automatically exported in SpeedTree, so you'll need to go into the SpeedTree files and find it, move it over to your export folder, and call that displacement or height with the title case, and it should pick it right up and plug it into displacement for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to render this. There's a previous render. Okay, here we go. There's our render, and I'll show you from another angle. We'll get close up on the bark, see what's going on. Oh, and notice the translucency here. We aren't using subsurface scattering. We're using the fast version of that. All right, so we have our close up, but no tessellation happening here. No displacement. So what we'll do is we'll go to SpeedTree, Redshift OBJ, tessellation displacement, turn that on, enable displacement, turn off smooth subdivision. That makes the angles in the branches way too smooth. Let's dial this down to 0.0025 is what I found to be a good value here. Now let's go ahead and render that again. All right, we should see a significant improvement in detail from that tessellation displacement. Here's the original. Here's with displacement. And there we go. Okay. Last thing we're going to do is open up a version of Houdini with Python 2 installed. All right, we'll just copy these nodes over to this version of Houdini. First, let's make sure. Okay, we have Python 2 installed here. This tool will not work in this version of Houdini. Cannot install it here and run it. So, but a lot of pipelines are restricted to Python 2 installations. So, all right, there we go. Let's go ahead and make sure that renders. And there we are, looking great.